So big news came down at the PGA show regarding Square launch monitors. Square is going to be coming out with a new launch monitor called the Omni. There's a picture on the right of it, what it's going to look like. I want to give credit to GolfWorks for the picture. So thank you, GolfWorks, for the picture. I just want to give you credit for that. The release date for this new monitor is going to be the end of March into spring, and it will have a cost of $1,600 US, and there are no pre-orders going on right now, but you know, that may happen. That may happen shortly with the monitor coming out, and not too distant of a future in the end of March or in early spring. I just want to go over some of the highlights of the monitor. So the monitor is going to be called the Omni. It's going to be an indoor-outdoor monitor. That's a big improvement. Being able to use this monitor outdoor. Being able to use the monitor inside and not having to be concerned about sunlight in your room bouncing around. So that's a big improvement, and it's going to be able to work with both grass and hitting mats. It's going to have a larger hitting area. The OG Square launch monitor has a 6x6. They'll be increasing that to a 10-inch by 10-inch hitting area. That could be a big plus for people. For me, it's not a big deal. I know where my hitting area, and it's pretty easy for me to get to, but you know, that is something that is an improvement that they're going to be coming out with. It's going to have 4 cameras versus the OG monitor with 2, and those 4 cameras are going to improve the tracking and the accuracy of the balls on impact. So that is a big improvement. It will have it has a built-in screen with up to 6 data points, and you do have the option to put whatever data points in there that you want to track. They'll be right there on the screen that you'll be able to see those. It has a protective case compared to the OG. It has, I think, a aluminum, a metal exterior case. It also has a design that if it does get hit by a golf ball, that the way the monitor is designed, a golf ball impact won't be able to get to the cameras or to the LCD screen. With those designs modifications that they have for the new monitor. They're continuing no subscription fees. You know, that was one of the great sellers of the Square Golf launch monitor, so they're continuing that. There will be no subscription fees. You're getting a lot more data now with this new monitor. To me, the big ones are you're going to get smash factor, club speed, and face impact. I think those are huge, and they are data points that people have been asking about. You know, is there a way to get smash factor with the original OG monitor? But no, you couldn't do that. But now they are going to be having those data metrics, and that is going to be huge. Another big one, you can use any ball you want. You no longer have to use pattern mark balls. You'll be able to use any ball you want. For me, again, that is huge. I love the Wilson Triad golf ball, and you know, being able to use that with the launch monitor is a big plus. So you'll be able to use any ball you want. You don't have to any longer use the Pix balls and the square balls to get the accurate spin measurements and data. You'll be able to use any ball you want. So that's going to be a huge improvement. It will have a visual LCD light at the top that you can see at the top. That will tell you, that will be a visual cue that your ball is in the hitting area. So if you don't hear the beep or whatever the sound notification is going to be, it will have a green LCD indicating like that, lets you know that you are in the hitting area. You're going to have, you're still going to continue having to use stickers, but the nice thing about stickers, anybody who knows, trying to put stickers on your golf clubs for the Square Golf launch monitor, can be kind of a pain to try to figure it out. Now you're just going to have to place your sticker directly above your hosel, and you're also going to need it's a little dot sticker that goes onto the face of the of your club. So you'll have an additional sticker, but placing those stickers, it looks like it's going to be a lot easier than what it was for the previous, for the OG Square launch monitor. It has new updated graphics and software. Was looking at the graphics, the graphics of the city lights on the driving range look fantastic. So it's going to have improved graphics and software, and that would be pretty interesting. So those are the features of the new launch monitor. I just want to go over what I think are pros and cons of this monitor coming out. Pros. Pros are going to be continued again. No subscription fees. Square Golf launch monitor. I think that's one of the reasons it became such a huge success, and high demand for that monitor, because there is no subscriptions fees. So they're gonna continue on with that, no subscription fees. You are now getting a lot more data metrics. Again, I mentioned the club speed, smash factor, the face impact. Those are huge. So those are going to be great improvements. It's an indoor-outdoor, like I said. You'll be able to take it out to your driving range with you, and it's fine. It's going to work perfectly fine for mats as well as grass. So that's a huge improvement for people. They want to be able to take their monitor outside with them and use it outside. And because it's now going to move from being in indoor and outdoor, the sun's not going to be a factor like it has been for the original OG Square Golf launch monitor. Like I said, it's going to have improved graphics and software and data tracking. That will be a welcome change. Being able to see some real graphics, real nice graphics that I saw on some of the videos that I watched. You're going to be able, like I said, use any ball you want. Huge. It has 4 cameras compared to the 2 cameras, so you're going to get now. I'm pretty happy with the tracking and the accuracy of the original OG Square Golf launch monitor, but if they can come with 4 cameras and they can bump that up and make it even better, I'm all on board. So that's definitely a pro. It's going to have a 6-hour battery life, and you can use it when it's plugged in. That is pretty comparable to the original Square Golf launch monitor, the battery life. I don't play with my monitor plugged in. I only plug it in after I'm done playing, and I don't have it plugged in when I'm using it. It's still a photometric launch monitor, camera-based launch monitor. You're not going to need additional space. Whatever space you're using for your original Square Golf launch monitor, it will still be that way. You are not going to need any additional space. So that is fantastic. And in my opinion, the camera-based monitors, in my opinion, they're the best. Very quick response. There is no lag, if there is not much of a lag time, it's very quick response. And I believe it may be even quicker coming out with this new monitor with the improved software. But that's going to be, remain to be seen. It's not going to require, well, I already said that. It's not going to require additional space. Like a radar-based one would. My cons, here's my cons so far, and I'm just going off of videos that I've seen. I don't know about the case that is surrounding it. I don't know if I would trust it. I get that they have it designed that a golf ball can't if it's hit by a golf ball, can't damage the camera or the LCD screen the way it's designed. I get that. I'm still a little more concerned if a ball is shanked off into this monitor, the internal components getting rattled around, getting banged up. So I don't know if a case is still going to be required for this. I would put a case around it if I got this monitor. I want to protect the monitor just like I protect my current Square Golf launch monitor. So I would get a case. So I don't know about this this protective aluminum metal case they've got. I'm not sure 100% if I'm going to trust that. Like I said, I'm more concerned about the internal components of the monitor if it does get hit by a ball that's coming at it with velocity. So that could be a con. That still remains to be seen. The tripod legs, I don't know. This monitor looks like it's a lot taller than the original monitor. I'm not 100% sold on the tripod legs. I'm hoping that they can be removed, but I don't know if it's going to be a height issue with the monitor. I'm hoping they can be removed, and if a case is advised or wise, that whatever the legs screw into the monitor, I'm hoping that monitor can screw into a case to keep it secured. So even if the case does get hit, that the monitor's not bouncing around like I currently do. I use a couple of cut pool noodles wedged beside my monitor and the wall of the protective case. So if it ever does get hit, it's not going to be rattling around, banging. So I hope the legs, I'm hoping the legs will be removable, and if a case is wise, then you'll be able to have the ability to screw the Omni into the case so it can stay nice and secure and not get rattled around or banged around when it gets hit. $1,600 US. Pretty significant cost increase over the original. The original was a sub $1,000 $1,000 monitor. It was in the class of the cheaper cost monitors with the R10, the Skytrax, a couple other ones I can't remember, but $1,600 is a pretty big increase in the cost. But like I said, what you're getting with it, the data metrics, bigger hitting area, being able to take it outside, that might be a reasonable cost. I think they're going after the medium range launch monitor market. Possibly, to have this compete with the Skytrack Plus. But yeah, there's an increased cost, but that cost may not be a con. It may be completely worth it once we start to see some videos and research on the accuracy of the monitor. So not 100% sure if that's a con or not. That's still going to be yet to be seen. I'm here. This is just my opinion. I'm not big on the screen data points that you can see on the monitor. I mean, for me, if I was going to take this out to the range, if I had my phone on me, I don't know if I want to be bending down to look at this. There's no mention on if it can be made brighter or less brighter, if sun is directly on it. So I don't know if there's going to be some issues with seeing it when you're outside with it. If you can use your phone with the app, I think that's what I would go to. I don't know if I would necessarily look at this data point screen. I'd probably just have my phone in my back pocket, pull it out, and look at it instead of having bend over or maybe struggling to see it with the sunlight. So it's just a nitpicky con, but it was one of the thoughts that I had. I guess maybe if I'm sure the LCD screens, there may be a design reason for it, and there may be space that's needed between the cameras. I'm sure being able to add that feature for Square wasn't a huge cost factor. I imagine LCD screens are pretty cheap. But maybe what I would like to have seen is instead of that cost factor, having that screen on there, maybe bump up the Bluetooth signal, so maybe that dongles aren't required anymore. Maybe add the feature, the multiplayer, being able to play online against other people. Maybe a camera for videotaping the impact, a video of the impact. For me, it's just, like I said, it's just a small nitpicky con, but for me it was a con. I just don't know if I would actually use that screen. If a protected case is going to be required for it or wise to get, I'm not sure how much something like that is going to cost. I know when I got my protected case for my Square, it didn't cost that much. But this monitor looks like it is higher, longer than the original. So there will be, if you need to get a case or you think you want to get a case, that's going to be an additional cost. And like I said, I'm hoping we'll be able to get cases where the legs can be screwed off and the monitor can be screwed down and held in place so it doesn't get jostled around. Those are basically, the cons that, I thought about. Not real big deals, but, they were something that, I wanted to bring up. I'll give you my final thoughts on the new Omni coming out. I talked about the tripod legs. I'm hoping they're removable. But the tripod legs, that monitor is now going to be sitting a lot higher off the ground than the original monitor. The original monitor, anywhere from an inch to an inch and a half to inch and 3/4 above the hitting surface on a different surface than from where you're hitting. But this monitor looks like it's going to be high above the hitting surface. And I hope that doesn't affect the putting. I'm sure with 4 cameras now that it won't affect the putting, that the putting on the Square is still going to continue to be, incredible. But that monitor is now sitting looks like it's going to be sitting a lot higher than the original OG square golf launch monitor. This was something when I was watching one of the videos, one of the guys' golf simulator videos, he had a comment near the end of his video that he was talking to one of the representatives of Square behind the scenes, and he mentioned that he was told by that representative that the improved graphics that the Omni has will be available, made available for the original OG Square Golf launch monitor. So maybe that's something we're going to be seeing coming out very soon, some graphic improvements for the original Square Golf launch monitor. That would be awesome, and hopefully we'll see that soon. Don't know for sure if that's going to happen, but maybe that's something that might happen not too far down the road, and if it does, it would definitely be a welcome addition to the Square Golf launch monitor. Like I said, I think it's going to be direct competition for the SkyTrack Plus in that mid-range launch monitor. You know, the ability to have face impact recognition is huge. That's something you don't get except for on the high-end launch monitors. So that is going to be huge. And, you know, I think in that price range, there's not going to be any other monitor that's going to be able to compete with the Square, being able to have that offer of the face impact. It's going to be easier, like I said, to put the stickers on. The sticker now, one sticker goes above the hosel, one little dot sticker goes on the face. A lot easier. You know, anybody who's tried to put the stickers on knows it can be a struggle. And you know, that would make it a lot easier. Nothing yet on multiplayer playing online. Haven't heard anything about that from any of the videos I was watching. You know, I was hoping maybe something that was coming in the future, but it, you know, there was no mention of it. Like I said, the Bluetooth. Don't know if the Bluetooth signal is going to be better than what it has been. So you still may be required to use a Bluetooth dongle. It's not an issue for me because I just keep my tablet right on top of my monitor. But it could be an issue for you. I haven't been able to find anything on the Bluetooth signal if it's stronger now or better. So you still may need to required to use a Bluetooth dongle. Like I said, this monitor sits higher than what it used to. So I don't know if there's going to be some issues with the putting. I hope there's not. I haven't seen anything with the putting. The one video I watched with the Square rep said putting will still be fantastic on it. So, you know, maybe that's not even a concern. Final thing, ongoing support. So not everybody's going to move into this new Omni Square Golf launch monitor. A lot of people are very happy with their current OG Square Golf launch monitor. So not a lot of people, you know, maybe not a lot, you know, who knows, but you know, there'll definitely be people who, you know, right away won't be moving into this monitor. So they'll be keeping the current monitor. I didn't see any videos. I haven't seen anything online. I'm sure Square is going to continue with support and updates for those monitors. I hope they do, you know, because I think those monitors will be entry monitors for people getting into the golf sim. There'll always be a demand for those monitors. Somebody just starting out, starting their sim, they're gonna do their research. They're gonna see the the original Square Golf launch monitor, and that's going to be the one they're going to want to start with. So there will always be a demand. So I'm sure Square Golf, Square is going to make a commitment to continue the support and the updates and the improvements of the original Square Golf launch monitor, because I think there's going to be a continued demand for these launch monitors. Even if you move on, you will be able to sell that monitor pretty quickly. I don't think you'll have any issues with it. If you move on to the Omni, you'll still be able to sell that monitor, and that's going to be a monitor that's going to be in high demand for a long time, I think. There was some talk about maybe Square offering a trade-in. I don't know. If I had the choice between a trade-in, unless it was really significant, I'd probably just choose to keep my Square Golf launch monitor that I have, and maybe down the road sell it privately. I think there's going to be such a demand for this monitor that you'll be able to sell that monitor and recoup a good amount of what you paid for that. I'm sure it's going to be more than Square Golf Launch Monitor will offer you for that, and I don't even know if that's going to be if that's going to be an option in the future. It was just a rumor I read online. So maybe that's going to be an option for you, that you can reduce the cost of your monitor if Square offers something like that. But for me, I would keep my monitor, and down the road, if I did decide to sell it, I'd sell it, and I'm pretty sure I could recoup a good chunk of the cost that I put into this monitor. Square Golf Launch Monitor is a great monitor. Finally, my thought. I've never had an issue with this, but it's definitely an issue. Customer service. Square, man, you make such a fantastic product. It is fantastic, but this has never been an issue with me. But I'm constantly reading the issues that people have trying to contact Square and just get questions answered, just get emails responded to you. I know Square is probably incredibly busy trying to put these monitors out at the demand those monitors have. But Square, man, come on, you have such a fantastic monitor. You got to improve the customer support for people. I know there is lots of information out there, but people want to be able to talk to you because they love their Square Golf Launch Monitor like I do. So Square, just consider that. Consider improving your customer service, and beyond that, the Square Golf Launch Monitor is fantastic. Finally, I just want to end this. I hope this this video can help you. Might provide you some information, in the future, maybe a couple months down the road when that monitor is offered. Hopefully, maybe this is something that can help you to make an informed decision. I really want to get to 50 subscribers so I can start doing live. If you'd like to support me, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe, comment, thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. That would really help me out to getting to my first 50 followers, subscribers. I'm new to this YouTube game. I'm trying to improve my videos. I'll get there. I don't know all the ins and outs of subscribers. I just want to say to anybody who's already subscribed, I don't know if I'm supposed to contact you. I don't know if I'm supposed to email you, say thank you. I have no idea. I just want to say on here, thank you so much to my first 20 subscribers. That's where I'm at now. And I would love it if I could get to 50. So if you found this video helpful, or maybe one of my other videos helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could support me. Like it, subscribe, and I'll keep coming out with Square videos. and you know, some other golf videos, golf related videos. So that's about it for today. Have a great day, and keep hitting them straight.